Hello and welcome to On the Couch. I'm Melissa Priori.
And I'm Thomas DiNapoli. With 28 million Americans that have some form of hearing loss and 2 million Americans that are deaf, sign language has been a prime way of communication for the hearing impaired. Here from the American Sign Language Club is President Sylvia Hanna and Treasurer Katie Elliott. So, welcome to On the Couch today. Now, you said the club is only a year old, so what was the thinking in making the club?
Well, I kind of made the club because I had been going to sign language classes at Camden County College, in addition to my degree here, and I really liked the classes that I was taking, and I realized that Rowan didn't have any sign language, or classes or any. I didn't even know if we had, deaf students, so I was like, we should kind of introduce this to Rowan just so we can kind of be in the loop about this in a way.
Wow, now are you both fluent in sign language yourselves? Is it something that you just had interest in and picked up, or?
Go ahead.
Neither of us are fluent. No one on the e-board actually is. We do have one or two members of the club who actually are, but we're just kind of all learning together. I know Sylvia has taken a few classes. I've never taken any. I'm a little bit self-taught, but.
Yeah, and another member of our e-board was deaf in one ear since she was young, so she's been teaching herself sign language. So we all kind of know a little bit here and there, but none of us are fluent yet.
So then what initially piqued your interest in American Sign Language?
For me, it was just kind of a spur of the moment type of thing. I was like, I want to take a free elective. What can I take that's a language class? Because I wanted to take a language class. But I didn't want to take French or Spanish or something. I was like, I need to take something different. So, and that, based off of that, whim, this started. So it was pretty cool.
Oh. So being part of the club, what kind of challenges do you try to have deaf people overcome the fact that they can't hear and they have to use sign language to communicate?
Well, mainly the club is more focused on hearing people and how we should accommodate and treat deaf people, and because there's not that many deaf people at Rowan. We have how many in our club? One or two deaf people who are actually at Rowan. So the main point in the club is more to teach people who are hearing how to interact in a deaf environment, I'd say.
Yeah, we did have one meeting that was kind of a panel type situation. So there were a few interpreters, a few a deaf student, deaf professor from Camden County College. So they came in and we just kind of asked any questions that we had about deaf culture, just kind of general stuff about how does a hearing person interact with deaf people, because there's just different things that are considered rude or anything like that. So it's just kind of learning about it.
Yeah, and we learned sign language too. So the deaf student who comes to Rowan, she helps out. We make PowerPoints and we go through slides and teach everybody how to sign. So that's fun.
So with the club being so new, do you find that maybe there's some particular challenges at Rowan that deaf students face? What do you think is the biggest challenge that they have to overcome specifically here, and how do you kind of help with that?
Yeah, that's a really good point. For instance, with the interpreters, you can only get an interpreter if you have this issue or for this time, or it's not really a great system. So for instance, if we want to have somebody come in who's not a Rowan student but who's deaf, we can't have an interpreter for that person from Rowan unless that person is a student at Rowan. So we'd either have to pay for the interpreter ourselves, or we'd have to get a deaf student at Rowan to come and bring an interpreter with them. So that's not a big problem, but it's a struggle, and I'm assuming if you were deaf, it would be even worse for you.
Absolutely.
So just in general, I think the disabilities help at Rowan isn't that great. Just this morning, I was literally walking to class and there was this guy who was blind. He had a stick, those long sticks that you tap on the ground, and he was on his own trying to find out where to go, and there was nobody with him, and some random guy on the street was hey, can I help you? So just in general, the disabilities awareness at Rowan isn't that great.
Now, obviously the semester is more coming to an end, but what are some of the events you guys did this semester? So if I was looking to join next semester, it would get me excited to join.
We are very new, so we're just starting out, but we did we did kind of participate in the Haunted Student Center with like a whole bunch of other clubs at Rowan. So there's like kids from Glassboro who come in and they can trick or treat at the student center. So we were part of that.
Disability Awareness Week happened in October. So I think it was the last week of October. So we helped with a ton of events that went on. There's like different events every day. We talked to the Prof Talk about disability awareness, and the deaf student who goes here and we said something. So that was really great. There was a ton of people there at the Prof Talk. So it was a really great way to spread awareness. And
we showed a movie for Disability Awareness Week also. So I think a lot of people like came out to that and they were able to learn about the club and
and just kind of spreading awareness about deaf culture. Another like big thing that we did this semester was we sent out surveys to everybody in the club and people like at Rowan in general. And we could only have 100 people fill out the survey, and 100 people filled it out. And it was basically to see if you would take classes at Rowan, ASL classes. And we got like a very positive response, and we sent it in to administration to see if we can actually use that information from students to try and get classes at Rowan. But we haven't heard anything back yet.
Well, still, for being a new club, there's a lot that you have done already so far. So what do you have planned for the upcoming semester? What do you see this club doing in the future here at Rowan?
I think the main plan is to try and get classes at Rowan. That's like our main goal. And we'll probably be doing more of the same type of things, like teaching sign language and just spreading awareness about ASL.
Yeah, I guess just our main goal right now is hopefully to get sign language classes at Rowan, because I know like at least from the survey, it seems like a lot of people would be interested.
Yeah.
So are you guys on Facebook or any type of social media where people could find you if they search you, like a Google search or anything?
Yeah, we are on Facebook. We're the Rowan University American Sign Language Club on Facebook.
Wow.
And we send out emails every time we have a meeting. So if you just email one of us or like get us on Facebook, we can put you on the email list.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming out. It was great having you. Stay tuned because we will be right back with On the Couch.